Hello, wherever you are, we are coming to you live from our main studio in Bakau, The Gambia. This is N24 RTV News Hour, and I'm your presenter, Mudi Wangong. Coming up in the next minutes, GGC boss breaks silence over fertilizer price. Gambia receives 9 medical personnel from China. In sports, the Gambia Beach Volleyball male team qualifies to 2022 Beach Volleyball World Championship. On the international front, Africa's largest city enforces ban on motorbike taxis. Tigray, largest hospital, stops service amid crisis. These and more to feature in our today's bulletin. Stay tuned. Many thanks for joining us, and we start with the Chinese medical team has been supporting the Gambia since 2017 for the past few years through the Ministry of Health. This year's medical team is the 5th batch that has arrived in the Gambia with 9 doctors of various specializations. Alimatu Juf, our reporter, tells us more in this report.
Since the turn of 2017, the Gambia and the People's Republic of China have been enjoying a smooth bilateral relationship among them, and that is still visible to date as the Gambia received 9 health experts from China. These 9 health experts are specialized health experts in surgery, OIG, aesthetic, among others, are some of the things these 9 will be doing and will be stationed at the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital. Dr. Mamoudou Nyasi is the Deputy Director of Health Service at the Health Ministry and said the Chinese medical team have been giving them laboratory and diagnosis tools. Nyasi, however, said the workload on nurse per ratio of patients and doctor per ratio of patients will be reduced with the coming of the 9.
Thank you very much, Doctor. You can kindly tell us about the new Chinese medical team that have just arrived. How important is it for the health sector of this country, China's support for the Gambia?
Thank you very much, Mr. Choi, for that brief. So first of all, let me take this opportunity to welcome our 5th medical team from China. This is going to be their 5th team. They have been supporting the government of the Gambia through the Ministry of Health for the past few years by providing medical teams every year. So this is going to be the 5th team, their medical team they are providing to the Ministry of Health, and it comprises of 9 doctors with various specialists, ONG, surgery, anesthetic, just to name a few. So they are going to be here for a period of 1 year, both in the curative and also they are going to involve in the training and teaching aspect of it in the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital. So it's a very good support we are receiving from China. So they have been supporting us since the beginning of COVID-19 when it starts. So they have been giving us a lot of laboratory and diagnostic tools and infection control, prevention materials, just to name a few. And today we are receiving the 5th medical badge from China that is going to support our country to make sure that we move our health service delivery of this country forward. This is going to be their 5th team. They have been supporting the government of the Gambia through the Ministry of Health for the past few years by providing medical teams every year. So this is going to be the 5th team, their medical team they are providing to the Ministry of Health, and it comprises of 9 doctors with various specialists, ONG, surgery, anesthetic, just to name a few. So they are going to be here for a period of 1 year, both in the curative and also they are going to involve in the training and teaching aspect of it in the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital. So it's a very good support we are receiving from China. So they have been supporting us since the beginning of COVID-19 when it starts. So they have been giving us a lot of laboratory and diagnostic tools and infection control, prevention materials, just to name a few. And today we are receiving the 5th medical badge from China that is going to support our country to make sure that we move our health service delivery of this country forward. So I'm here They arrived today from China, and their team lead is here. He will introduce himself, and he is based
Economic and Commercial Counselor of
of the Chinese embassy. He is here to receive them. So we are very excited, as I said, to receive them, and we will give them the full support needed to make sure that our people of this country benefits immensely from their contribution. Thank you.
So how would you describe the expertise these medical teams give to our health sector? What vacuum do they think they have filled
Of
that
course.
the population must have felt? in their state?
This is going to be, as I said, is going to be a booster to what is already existing, what we have already in the systems. Though we have a lot of medical personnel, but it's not enough. So with their coming, obviously, they are going to feel a very huge vacuum. Because if you look at patients to doctor ratio or patient to nurses ratio, is very huge. So with their coming, obviously, they are going to reduce the gap greatly and immensely. And, the queuing to wait for one doctor, obviously, is going to reduce, obviously.
There is no doubt that the coming of the 9 health experts from China will be a boost in the already existing smooth relationship between the two. Wu Wenzhong is the People's Republic of China Economic and Commercial Chancellor. 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 This is the 5th batch that has come from China to the Gambia under the health sector, and Jie Sung is the medical team leader, and they will be staying in the country for a year.
work together with their, Gambian, medical partners. They together, supply the medical care and also the pandemic, care to local people. So how to say, the Chinese doctors will be shifted, but the Chinese medical teams will stay here forever. And I think that we are two nations, but we are one people. Thank you very much. Today the arrival is the 5th one. We will continue, work together with our counterparties. Our Ministry of Health, thank you, and our, teaching hospital, and also all the medical, workers, doctors.
It could be recalled that in 2020, the Gambia received 18 health experts, and in 2022, it is down to 9, and the Gambians hope this continues. China have been supporting Gambia in the medical sector since the beginning of COVID-19, and every year, the medical team visits the Gambia. This team will be stationed in the referral hospital, but will be moved wherever they are needed. Reporting for N24 News, I am Alimati Diouf.
The Managing Director of the National Food Security Processing and Marketing Corporation, formerly called Gambia Groundnut Corporation, has for the first time spoken on the new and controversial $2,500 fertilizer price. The GGC sparked controversy last week when it announced a bag of fertilizer will cost farmers $2,500 from $700 last year. The GGC Managing Director, Mohamed Jai, said it is important to clarify, especially because some people are using it to score political points. The Gambia faces numerous security challenges that continue to undermine efforts towards peace and democratic stability. Electoral disputes and elections-related violence are among key challenges that threaten national peace and security. Our reporter, Sukay Jarjasi, tells us more in this report.
The Gambia faces numerous security challenges that continue to undermine efforts towards peace and democratic stability. Electoral disputes and elections-related violence are among key challenges that threatens national peace and security. WANEP the Gambia recently did a reflection and experience sharing workshop on peaceful electoral processes. Ms. Salamanjai, the National Network Coordinator of WANEP, states that the past elections has been hailed by both domestic and international observers as peaceful, free and fair.
The presidential and parliamentary elections have been defining moments in the Gambia's political landscape since its democratic transition from a repressive regime in 2026. The elections have been hailed by both domestic and international observers as gladly peaceful, free and fair. Despite these achievements, the pre- and post-elections period have been marked with violent communication, hate speeches, misinformation and disinformation, with significant threat of inter-ethnic tensions, as well as inter- and intra-party wrangling. There has been a surge in the incidence of hate speeches and violent communication, majorly on social media platforms.
Dr. Tommy Chairperson Narj says democracy in the Gambia has matured looking at the past experience.
Democracy in the Gambia has matured. That's a given. It has matured. We had an election, okay, where you have multi-participants, you have inter and intra problems, you have the security that was put on alert, and we made sure that it successfully went through, and we announced a result without any problems. Democracy has matured. It has matured because for somebody like me who had been out of this country for so long, I must say that I dove my cap to the IEC because I don't know what my blood pressure was when we were talking about the presidential candidates.
The UNDP resident representative Ms. Aissata Day thanked the different networks for mobilizing throughout the election period, which made the Gambia an example on peaceful elections.
So election should not be source of tension. It rather should be a moment of celebration. And I think thanks to all the efforts that WANEP, the NERC, all the networks, all the Gambians' mobilization, we yet made the Gambia an example on making elections a celebration. Because I think we were all proud when we saw the Gambians, especially youth Gambian women and men, who went in the polling stations working together with the police, the representative of political parties, the agent of the Electoral Commission, but really with the camaraderie that everybody underline and observe. Not only the domestic observers, but also all the international observers. So this is really something that we need to celebrate, and it's an honor to be here and be part of this panel so that we can have a moment of reflections on how the process went and how Gambia has become an example and recognized by all the stakeholders, including even the American Senate.
According to the NNC of WANEP, ethnic tension, if not addressed, could undermine the long and enviable peaceful coexistence of local communities in the short and long term. The persistent use of youths by politicians as a tool for political destabilization and agents for political instability is a call for concern which requires the need to devise mechanisms to ensure they are on the forefront, to ensure that they are part of development. For N24 News Hour, I am Sukay Jajusi.
In sports, the Gambia male beach volleyball team has qualified for the 2022 Beach Volleyball World Championship later next month in Rome. The 12 women's and 12 men's pools for the first phase of the Beach Volleyball World Championships Rome 2022 were drawn in Germania on Tuesday to set the stage for an exciting competition in the Italian capital from June 10 through 19. With the first whistle of beach volleyball's highlight event of the year now less than 10 days away, the participating teams found out who their opponents for the first 3 matches at Rome 2022 will be. The 48 teams per gender were distributed into 12 round-robin pools of 4 duos each. At the end of the pool phase, the top 2 teams in each pool and the best 4 third-placed pairs will advance to the elimination rounds. The remaining 8 teams that rank third in their pools will play a 4-match lucky loser round to complete the 32 teams in the knockout bracket. The entire tournament will feature 216 matches across 10 days of competition. The 13th edition of the World Championships will be played at the Foro Italico in Rome. And away from those latest happenings in sports, let's now take a look at the latest of the internationals right after this. The largest referral hospital in Ethiopia's Tigray region has suspended its regular operations due to lack of medicines and power outages, its medical director has told the BBC. Dr. Kibrom said the Ida Referral Hospital had reached a point where it could not provide services after 18 months of war in the northern region. He said the lack of medicine and medical supplies as well as lack of fuel has prompted the suspension. Dr. Kibrom said there is no electricity in Tigray and we have stopped producing oxygen. Doctors in the hospital had been working without pay for more than a year and could not support themselves or their families. Since Tigray forces took control of the region last June, it has been under an undeclared curfew, according to the UN, with many people in need of medical treatment dying due to a lack of medicine. Medical professionals had told the BBC in April that the hospital has reached a point where it was discharging 4 to 6 bodies daily, up from between 1 and 2 bodies every 2 to 3 days. Among those at risk of death due to lack of medicines and proper medical services were medical professionals at the hospital, according to sources from the hospital. Nigeria's largest city enforces ban on motorbike taxis, and Lagos Governor Sanwo-Olu described the taxi riders as a threat to road users, citing surging crime and road accidents. The taxis are a preferred means of transport because they are faster in weaving through the city's traffic jams. Viewers, that is all in today's bulletin, but keep connected to your favorite N24 TV. Bye for now.